I've noticed that I attract a certain kind of client. I attract, honestly, someone who's very similar to me, but that person is usually very in his head, nerdy. He's very logical, and sometimes kind of an overanalyzer. Like, he needs to have every step of every process understood and dialed in. And the problem with that is a lot of the game is more like a sport. Like, if you were playing basketball and you got past the ball, you couldn't analyze and get everything perfect. You're just gonna have to shoot. And then after a while, that shooting becomes like instinct. It becomes like reflexes, and you don't really think. You're just in that flow state. Well, it's similar with approaching. You're just gonna have to shoot a bunch of shots, and then eventually it becomes more like instinct. Now, a lot of overthinkers, they wanna understand everything. And they want to, they wanna understand everything, and their mind is so complex that it actually stops them from getting results. And a lot of the time, them trying to you guys, if you're watching this, you trying to overanalyze it is actually a coping mechanism. It's actually you being afraid to take more action. So instead, your brain says, okay, well, instead of taking more action, let me analyze the action I've already taken. When in reality, there's really not much to dissect. A lot of the things that you're struggling with evaporate, they disappear. A lot of the things that you struggle with will naturally go away when you're in momentum. So a lot of game is learning how to get into momentum, not technique. So a lot of guys, they think technique is how you game, and if you learn the right technique, you can get any girl you want. It's not the way it is. It's more about momentum. It's more about state control. It's more about learning how to vibe. And then there is technique on top of it. I would give it about an 80-20, 80% momentum, 20% technique. But without the momentum, the technique doesn't work. So guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about how, as a really smart guy, you can dial in your dating life and start to get out of your head and stop overanalyzing and become great with women. We're on a beautiful, beautiful beach here in Bali. I'm going to go meet up with my friends. Yeah, man. I'm going to go meet up with my friends. It's beautiful. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. So we're about to meet up with my friends real quick. Got this little bike. Don't even have my shoes on. Fuck it. Let's run it up. Here we go. All right, guys. So we're headed over to my friends right now. And then, yeah, it's beautiful out. Beautiful day.
Yeah. Almost nobody.
Yeah. It's insane, yeah. There's no traffic. There's no traffic, and like, there's no traffic, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was actually very surprised. I didn't expect how beautiful it would be.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, so this guy's tripping, huh?
Because we don't have cash, bro.
Yeah, I have cash. I got you guys.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. No problem. All right. Beautiful roads. Having fun. Living life. Living large. You already know what it is. I got the bros with me. Life is good. A horse down there. That's dope. A little camera.
Film camera.
Nice. So, you are a guy who has solved a lot of problems. You're very logical, and that will make you money. It'll keep you alive. It'll do pretty much everything you want in the world. Help you with your health. But the one thing it won't help you with is women. You know it more than me. You've seen it. I've seen it, at least. You go out enough, you see everything. I've seen the most retarded, degenerate, dumb motherfuckers get some of the hottest women because they know game. And they're like, I'm the fucking shit. I'm the man. I am the man. I'm a man. I'm fucking awesome. And then they buy into their own bullshit, because a lot of times it is bullshit, and they get laid. And I'm not saying to become a degenerate. It's the last thing you want to do. I'm building a business. I'm working on my health every day. I just started a new diet. I know I'm a little fat. I got fat, but it is what it is. Hello, brother. How are you? But you know it better than me. Just having some logic is not going to get women. It's actually going to hurt your chances. So now, as a man, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to learn how to balance being super logical and making money and all these cool things and being fun. You're going to do what 99% of men cannot do, which is you're going to do both. And that is what's going to separate you. Because girls, they can fuck a really hot guy who has no money, easy. They can find a provider guy who has a lot of money but isn't fun, easy. But it's very, very hard to find both. So you want to become that 1%. All right, let's get to the top of this motherfucking mountain. Let's get it. Cheating. He's cheating. What? Nah, I'm just kidding. Fuck it, let's do it. I'm down. Looks like it's a shortcut. Maybe not.
Bro.
Whoa, shit. Got better.
This ain't no Laguna.
This ain't no Laguna Beach. This is some movie scene. Some movie scene out here. Type shit. Let's go, baby. Yo guys, before we crack into the video, just want to let you know that my boot camps are almost sold out for the summer. So get in now. I still have a few more slots open in the peak time in Europe. It's going to be the best boot camp in Europe this year. I promise you that. All right, guys, so I'm going to give you a quick example. By the way, yesterday I had someone comment, I need to smile more. Is that better, guys? I'm sorry. It's like I smile when I'm talking to women, but when I'm making YouTube videos, sometimes I get a little serious. So first thing first, you have to change your identity. If you're someone who doesn't get girls, I guarantee you it's not going to change overnight. It's not something that you're naturally going to be able to do. Honestly, it's kind of unfair, but there's kind of the have-nots and the have-yachts. I think that's the word for it. There's guys who understand women and they're naturally good. And some of it may be genetic, I don't know. But then I think most of it is due to how they were raised. They were put into sports. They were put into things like theater. They had two loving parents who kind of made their cup full and filled up their self-esteem. So they have an internal sense of abundance. And they just feel great about themselves. Now, the only good thing about not being born like that, not having that kind of upbringing, is you're going to have to work hard. Very, very, very hard. But then you'll build the systems in order to become even better. So if there's someone who's natural, I'm thinking of one of my natural friends, he's kind of capped. He doesn't have that work ethic. And if he's having a bad night, he can't really get out of it because he doesn't never had a bad night. He's just, oh, I'm having a bad night, I go home. For me, I have many bad nights. And matter of fact, I pride myself in how fast and how effectively I can get out of my head. How does that translate into life? Well, whenever I'm having a bad day, but I have to work on my business or do something, I can get out of it because I know it's very similar. The steps, take action, build momentum, minimize time in between each action, and non-judgment, good mindset, all of it. So first things first, your identity has to change before you get better with women. You have to start to view yourself as a sex-worthy guy, someone who's allowed to flirt, someone who is really cool, fun to hang out with. And that only comes from social discomfort. This only comes from like getting the reps in and going through lots of painfully awkward situations where you learn from it, you grow, you tell yourself you did good, you stay positive, and you keep going. That's the only way. That's the first step. The second step is inevitably you start to get dates. You start to have consistency in your dating life and your approaching. You start to change and you start to have an abundance where maybe you even have one or two girls on rotation. Maybe even, I don't know, I've never had more than two on rotation. To me, it's honestly, I don't have the time and energy. I think maybe once I had around 3 in Florida. I don't know. It's been a bit messy, to be honest, but 1 or 2, you'll have deep abundance. You'll go out, and because you know you have 2 girls waiting on you at the end of the week and you know you're going to get laid, you're going to have a sense of non-neediness and abundance. And you're actually going to start to see yourself differently as this guy who's like, you know what? I am that motherfucker who gets laid. And I know what to do, and I'm socially calibrated, and I don't make very many mistakes. Every now and then you'll make mistakes, but you'll have a baseline. You know, you'll be able to go into pretty much any environment and just crush it. And then number 3, this is the phase where I'm in now, is I'm actually filtering people and women based on my standards and what I want in my life. And then eventually I want to get into something more serious. It's coming. Not in Bali, though. Not in Bali. A lot of guys are like, I thought you wanted something more serious. You still don't have a girlfriend. I'm like, dude, trust me when I say you don't want to find your girlfriend in Bali. It's like trying to find your girlfriend in Vegas on the Strip. I don't know. Just first thought. So, you know, if you're a guy who's spent years building his career, then I applaud you. That, at least you did that. I actually have more respect for the guy who built his career than the guy who decided to go the degenerate route and just become like a club promoter and party all day. And that's fun too. But there's a big but here. If I had to choose which life to live, I think I would choose the degenerate life because at least he's getting laid. At least he's not a fucking cuck. At least he's not a fucking loser. Because trust me, guys, I'm not calling you losers, but kind of sounded like I did. But trust me, guys, when you are working your ass off to make money, but you can't gain the respect of women and you can't attract women, you're not winning at all. I mean, I think that's like the purpose of life. So you're neglecting something that's very important, and you're behind in an area which you probably never even thought you had to work on, which is learning how to let go, learning how to have fun. But I think you'll discover that once you start to get better with women, and once you start to gain abundance, your entire personality changes, and the way you act to everyone and the world changes as well, and you become a different person in the process, and you learn a whole lot about yourself. And you're gonna be able to walk into a room, or walk to the beach, or walk into anywhere, and be seen as this guy who's confident, as this guy who is fucking cool. And I'm not saying you're not cool now, because I actually think a lot of the nerdy guys I hang out with who can't get girls are fucking cool as fuck. But you'll be able to actually show it, because a lot of the problem is, it's not that you're not cool now, it's that when you walk into a room, you stifle yourself because you're in your head and you're over logical, and you kind of limit your own personality. Learning this is going to teach you how to expand your personality, and then this is going to help your business too in other areas. And then also, whenever you see a cute girl walk by, you're not going to be like, oh fuck, what do I say? Should I say hi? And then you just let the opportunity slip. Or if you do make a move, it just doesn't go well because you're not taking enough action. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you want to speed ramp the process, sign up to a boot camp. It will change your fucking life. It's 5-day immersion, but a lot of the guys, they stay for like 2 weeks. They go out with all my wingmen. You're in my inner circle. You can take the program. There's a lot of bonuses. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you gained some value from this, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.